Hi, it's Coach Brix.
It's Ed O'Brien.
And this is the program, CFA edition, man. I'm back, man. I know you had to hold down the fort.
I had to hold down the fort. You know what I mean? I told him we'd be back.
19 minutes, you did it?
12 minutes. 12 minutes.
All right, hey, that's pretty darn good, man. I'm the one who steals all the time here. I'm the one who does all the talking. So,
I know how you feeling now.
So you're like, dang, man, that's a long time. 12 minutes, man. It took forever, but that's great, man. I liked it. I enjoyed the show, man. So you did a fantastic job because you're the man. I think I'll have to take off some more.
No, not at all. I got the man back this week, so back in effect.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate that.
Real quick, I apologize. I forgot to bring my phone, so I won't be able to get the shout-outs that people sent me today, but I'll make sure I get it on the show next week. I'll have the information, so I apologize to those people that sent the information, but I will get it on the show next week.
Yeah, so make sure you guys keep sending that. All right, don't stop. All right, hey, week 5, over halfway.
Yes.
9 weeks total, man. Week 5, I think you're starting to see the separation occur.
Absolutely, and I'm starting to see a lot of points being scored.
Teams are throwing some, man, you know, you look back to when we started this, you know, 2-3 years ago, and you know, you had teams that scored points, but nothing like this. I mean, the game of football has definitely changed, and from the pro level all the way down now. Teams can throw the ball. You know what I mean? Back in the day, it was all about the run.
Absolutely.
Man, let's pound it because, you know, you didn't have kids that could throw it. Now these kids can whiz that ball around, and it makes a lot of difference. You know, everybody, you know, wants to say, well, teams are putting up a lot of points, but the game's changed. It's not like it was at one time, and I think people have to understand that.
Absolutely, and I want to say a lot of times, these teams are playing all of their players. I believe that for the most part, they're playing all of their players. So at some point, you know, those kids want to score points too. I mean, I've seen a lot of games where coaches are running the scores up, but you know, sometimes the talent level is obviously uneven, and you know, sometimes when scores go up, you can't tell these kids that have practiced as much as everybody else not to score. You know, things like that.
Or go 100%. What's that telling a kid? I mean, it's about life too. You know, like we're gonna say, hey, don't go 100%, because then eventually, when it comes time for a job or something, kid's not gonna go 100% because he never knows how to do it. So, I agree with you. I mean, I think sometimes, you know, scores can get to be very lopsided. But if you're playing all your kids, what are you gonna do?
It's not much. It's not much you can do. You know, and as long as it's not being done maliciously, I mean, I'm sure these coaches are out for the kids. I had to believe that. And like you said, these things happen, so, you know.
Trust me, I've been on the other end. When I played basketball, we lose games by 60 points sometimes. And I was in college. So
it's a life lesson.
I learned a lot from them, trust me.
There you go.
But now, getting back to it, you know, the separation is occurring. You know what I mean? We talked about usually around the midway point, you're going to start to see some teams that will start to make that statement. Hey, listen, we're here. We're going for that #1 seed. We're going for that top seed, whatever. And you're starting to see some teams that are fading off quickly, and you know, they better hope that they can turn it around quicker, or they're not going to be there. You know what I mean? They're not going to be in the playoffs, or they're going to be a very low seed.
And you know, in some of these divisions at the top, you know, it's a very thin line between the first and second place teams. So you know, those top 4 teams. I mean, the whole thing is every weekend is important. You know, it's the difference between having the 1 and 2 seed. Like you might, if you're the 2 seed, you're going to have to see that 3 seed, or unless there's an upset or something. You know, of course they got to play the games, but like you said, it's definitely crunch time for the most part. And some of these teams, they'll need a win or two to even get into the playoffs.
And that's what you're seeing. You know, you're seeing some of these teams that sit down towards the bottom of the conference. They need to, you know, get things together. And the good thing about that is there's still time. Yeah, we say there's 4 weeks left, but there's still time. You know, I hate to go to these games here late in the season with teams that, you know, feel like they're done. And then what they really do is then they give up the season. I hate to see kids give up, man. You put the time in from July, put it in all the way to the end. Even if you lose all the rest of your games, I mean, give 100%. I'm tired of this stuff where, you know, teams give up. Coaches, same thing. Don't give up. You know what I mean? Don't set the example that you're going to coach all the way to that last game, all the way to that last play. No matter how bad a season is, you know, everybody goes through rough seasons. Everybody. It's unfortunate, but that's just life. You have these rough seasons, but it's what you gain from that.
Right, because there's a lot, you know, there's a good number of teams here of no wins, couple of one win, 2 wins at this point, and as you said, there's probably some kids down in the dumps, but the most important thing is for the coaches and even the parents, keep encouraging your kids, you know, keep giving 100%, finish what you started, and just keep going hard.
Yeah.
You know, finish what you started. And in some cases, I think, you know, even like the number, I guess they take 8 teams to the playoffs, I believe. So you never know what could happen. So just play the string out and just keep, you know, keep balling out.
Yeah. And, you know, you just got to keep going. And you see some of the games that were played. You know, we can go over them. You guys can all read the website. So most of you guys can get that stuff in. But, you know, you start to see it in some of the conferences, like the American Conference. You see Redland, Harrisburg, Broncos really asserting themselves.
Yeah.
You
At
know,
the midget level.
Yeah, at the midget level, I'm sorry. You know, where they're both 5-0 at both top of their conferences. You got the SWAT Arrow right behind Harrisburg and the Packers behind Redland. So, you know, you still got a shot getting in if you're at the bottom. But you're going to run into one of those big boy teams, you know, that are playing well. And both those teams are definitely, they put points up. You know, I mean, they don't give a lot of points up, and they put points up. So they have a great offense, great defense, and that really definitely shows. And you go to that, you know, the national conference, you got Hershey and Middletown. And you look at Middletown, you know, Middletown's putting up points, wow, you know, at a rate. Hershey, they're getting the job done, you know, they're 5-0, undefeated. They're not quite the offensive juggernaut as most other teams that are 5-0, but guess what? They're still undefeated. Doesn't matter how you get the job done.
They're playing pretty good defense. So.
Yeah, so they're getting the job done. You know, you get on the federal conference here. You got Susquehanna and West Perry in the same conference. You know what I mean? That are definitely doing. Susquehanna's given up 7 points in 5 games.
It's impressive, very impressive. That goes without saying.
Yeah, that's
7 points
darn,
in 5 games.
That's darn impressive. You know what I mean? You look at West Perry throwing the points up there, 147. You know, Greenwood right behind them. And you look at the, you know, Good Shepherd and the Boiling Spring Bubblers up in the upper conference there. So you see these midget games that are just, you know, teams have started to do what they needed to do. They started to assert themselves. They started to do what they have, and you know, it's going to be an interesting stretch coming down here. You know, what team doesn't want to be left out? So you're going to look at those bottom teams. Who wants to be the 2 teams that are left out sitting watching? You know, I mean, even if you just barely squeak to get in, it's better to make the playoffs than not. You get an extra week of practice, you get an extra week of, you know, game, and that's the important thing.
Yep, and a lot, you know, there's some teams that start to gain more steam, you know, towards the end of the year, you know, more practice, more games. Some of these teams go on a winning streak, and, you know, make the playoffs, give you that extra.
Yeah.
You know
and you never know, let's be honest, how many teams have we watched who've got hot late in the season? You know, maybe we're, you know, middle of the road teams, all of a sudden got hot and they roll in, they knock the number 1 seed off.
Yep.
You know, we've seen, I think, the last couple of years, you know, at the midget levels at different, you know, the American, National, Federal Conference, where you've seen that happening at the pony levels. So you never know. I mean, these are kids.
Yeah.
These are kids. These are, you know, the midget level, you know, you're 12, 13 years old. You just never know who's going to show up. You know, they could be like, hey, we beat this team 50-0 early in the season. It's going to be an easy game. Boom, they overlook it. And all of a sudden, this team does well. Or maybe they had guys that were injured that are now back.
Yeah.
So, you know, I know we always talk about, we're always like, never give up. You know, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Keep pushing yourself. Keep going to that. You know, get into the Pony Conference. You see York, you know, juggernaut, 6 points.
Yeah, undefeated.
6 points in 5 games. Like I said, these are impressive, man. When teams are throwing out defenses that are just not giving anything up. You know what I mean? It's just, wow. Blows my mind. You know, Middletown, once again, they give up 6 points. Yeah, they're scoring and not giving up any points.
Yeah.
Wow, 200 points. Woo! That's a lot of points right there in 5 games.
Math on that one.
Wow. Hey, but you know what? They're playing good defense too. You know what I mean? So you got Mechanicsburg right behind there. That's, you know, they have a tie. But I don't know how you tie, but I guess we're out of time. Whatever works. All right, and then you got down the Federal Conference. You got the West Perry. You know what I mean? They definitely have a nice program going on up there.
Shippensburg too, 3-1.
Okay. Yeah, I see it 4-1. Yep, Shippensburg up in the Federal Conference. You know, and we just head down to the Pee Wees here. You got York once again. You know, they had that powerhouse Pee Wee team.
Always.
I don't think they've lost them like by 50 years or something.
I know somebody's gonna correct us on that.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know how many years, but
yeah, but
shout out to Coach Kyle.
Yeah, so I mean they're doing their job. Then they have a Hoy names right behind them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that would be interesting to see. You know, and you got the Packers down at on the other side of that conference. that are definitely playing well.
4-1.
Yeah, you got Northern only giving up 7 points, scoring 148. You got Mechanicsburg in that Pee Wee division. I know a couple coaches over there.
Always solid.
Yeah,
Always
nice
solid.
squad. I know they got some nice coaches over there that are doing a good job. Actually, I just talked to one this week. Really great guy, and he seems like he has his boys ready to go.
Stilton still at 4-1.
Yeah.
Can't forget the coach's name, but he's been there for
Has he been? Okay.
Legendary.
Legend.
They always have a good squad. So.
Yeah, that Pee Wee squad over there still is always good. You know, we got Good Shepherd, Bowling Springs. You got West Perry once again getting the job done. So you're seeing these teams that have done the job, that are putting it on, and you know, my advice is just, guys, don't give up. All right, no matter how bad it looks. I know kids. I've talked to some, you know, they're not having the season that they thought they'd have. Really get down the dumps, but you know what, guys? Don't stop. Just keep playing, man. Give it everything you have. I know it's tough and it's easy for me to say I'm not there, but I've been there, man. I've been on that receiving end when you got the butts whooped. I've been butts whooped bad. You know, it wasn't fun coming home on a 4-hour bus ride after getting your rear ends, you know, handed to you. But you got to learn from it. You got to learn that, hey, you don't ever feel like that again. You got to work hard.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So don't give up, because that's what quitters do. Quitters give up. I know all you kids that are out there, you put the time in starting in January, it was like 90 degrees out. Don't give up now, you know, so keep plugging away.
All right, and just looking at week 6 briefly, some decent matchups. Harrisburg and Holy Name, it's always good.
Yeah, then you got the Broncos playing Swadera. That should be an interesting one. Mm-hmm. Very interesting.
New Cumberland going up against Mechanicsburg. Let's see. Middletown, Stilton. That should be some good matchups there. And again, Middletown's playing pretty good. So I guess we'll find out.
That midget program over Middletown's nice. Very nice.
All right.
They're getting the job done.
Susquehanna and Greenwood.
Yeah, Greenwood's having, you know, I think it's, I don't know if it's that top. Yeah, I think that top division, the midgets are having a great year. Mm-hmm. I think they're 4-1, 5-0. I think Susquehanna, I think, is 5-0. That division. So that should actually be a blockbuster of a game, which is great to see. So this is the time, guys. You know, weather's changing. I know it's great to be back on the show with my man, my partner in crime here, and it's great to you know, be in full swing. You know, the pros are in full swing, college is in full swing, high school.
Yeah.
You know, there's so much football going around. I know, man, this guy's the busiest man in the world, I think, on Friday nights. I try to get a hold of him. Text the guy, hey, Ed, would you, doesn't even get back to me for like till the next day, like Sunday, I think, because the guy's always posting stuff. So, like I said, I really truly mean this. If you love high school football and you do not have his app, you are missing out. This guy, I'm telling you, that thing brings all night long. I think that's what it does. Wakes me up, man. 11 o'clock at night, bang, bang. You know what I mean? It's going on, but honestly, it's awesome because I can keep
like the
up
sound
with
it
everything.
makes?
Oh yeah, like that whistle, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, great, man. Who the hell's yelling at me now? But no, it's awesome. So if you guys don't have it, the PA Preps app is definitely something you guys need to get if you're into high school football.
I appreciate that plug. And here's another plug coming. Cameron. I wish I remembered his name, but he'll know what I'm talking about. They're putting together a team from Pennsylvania to play in the Maryland Crab Bowl.
Okay. Yep.
I'll have to get the dates. Actually, the information is on the CFA website.
Right at the bottom, scroll down.
Right at the bottom. Tryouts are on Columbus Day, I believe, October 12th at Bishop Devitt High School at their football field at the new school between 2 and 4 o'clock. The teams are for 5th, 6th, and 7th graders. The practice is going to be on, obviously, Columbus Day is on a Monday, but it's not going to be anything intense. The people that are running it in conjunction with the CFA, so some obviously CFA approved. And from what I read on the website, it's not going to be intense, so you really don't have to worry about any of your players being put through anything strenuous, or I don't think there's going to be any hitting involved or anything where they might get injured, I guess. You know,
yeah.
So,
I think it's a great opportunity. The more things you guys can do to broaden yourself outside of this area. All right, you might be the king of this area, but let's be honest. This is a tiny little area. It's respect to the United States, even the state of Pennsylvania. So get yourself out there. You know, if you have the time, it fits into your schedule, get out there and do it, because I think it'll be very beneficial for you. Also, guys, listen, I've been preaching on this for years. I think some of you want to be proactive and some of you guys want to be reactive, but you know, these injuries are getting out of control. I just read where a guy, I think it was a high school game, helmet-to-helmet contact, the kid eventually died on the field. And, you know, you're looking at some of this stuff and what can we do? I'm telling you, what you can do is you can start getting information. Start getting information on how you can prevent some of these head injuries, these concussions, even other injuries. There's so much information out there. I'm more than happy to help you guys out. Whatever I can do, I know my schedule is very, very tight, but if I can make it work, I'm always there to help out, especially kids. I hate to see somebody get hurt, so don't not get the information. I'm tired of kids getting hurt with don't need to be hurt because they're not doing the job. So definitely if there's concussions, you guys are having problems with that, please get in touch with me because there's things, basic things you guys can do to help make a big, big difference in your athlete's life. And that's about all of us, what we should be doing as adults is the health of each individual child. So definitely guys, do that. Make sure you guys get my man's app, PA Preps, because it's definitely the thing to get. I'm not even kidding you. This guy's the man in high school sports, and like I said, what he does for everybody out there is unbelievable. Whatever I can do to help you guys out, please don't hesitate. I know I have clinics going on. If you guys want to see the clinics, I just did a knee clinic. I'll be posting videos on that. Please get in touch with me at exsp@verizon.net. We're doing a low back one coming up in a couple weeks as well, so you guys can get information. But whatever we can do, man.
I was saying, tell them about the Facebook page.
Yeah, we're going to be doing this. Pretty cool Facebook page, Ed and I, where we're just going to be giving information out about different camps, different training tips. It's a closed group, so we're going to definitely be letting you guys know that you guys can look for us. It's Coach Brix / PA Preps. So Coach Brix, BRIX / PA Preps on Facebook. And we're going to definitely be putting stuff up there. So I know Ed's definitely going to be shooting stuff out for about camps, clinics, all those kind of things.
Academy's coming too.
Yeah, definitely. We'll be starting that academy up in January again. And then I'll be putting up training tips so you guys can utilize. I know I have some videos to help strengthen the necks for concussions and things like that I'll be posting. So definitely go there. Request to get in. We see it. Boom, we'll let you guys in and stuff. But it's a closed group. We want people in there sharing information, helping each other out, grow, and become better. So, man, week number 6 coming up. Week number 5 in the book. It's time to get yourself ready to go and start playing some Smash Mouth football.
Yeah, it's football weather too.
Yeah, and if, like I said, if you guys, you're not where you want to be, there's still time. 4 weeks left. Get on that roll. Get on that roll and get stuff done and get yourself into the playoffs. So, awesome, guys. I appreciate everybody who's been following us. I know you've been getting unbelievable hits, people sending you information, so we appreciate it. Continue to do that.
And as usual, send that information to rivalspa@gmail.com.
And you know, guys, just do it so we can help promote these kids. All right, so we appreciate it. Well, this is Coach Brix.
It's Ed O'Brien.
And this is the program.